Well, we begun our week at Southend United in crisis. We have finished it in pretty good nick with a return to form in truth. A couple of problems though just starting to rear their ugly head. An injury to our first choice goalkeeper cost us a league result around a week or so ago. And now our star man Joe Wills, after rejecting a move to Bayern Munich, has now fallen unhappy about his contractual terms. Today though, it's all about focus on the cups again, an FA Cup fifth round tie, a mouthwatering one, and hopefully a safe passage through to the Europa League quarter-finals. There could yet be a trophy chance for Southend this year, but to do so, we're going to need to stay informed today. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 77 of Saving Southend with me, Daniel. We are back today to face Arne Slot's Manchester United in the FA Cup fifth round before the second leg of our big crunch tie in the Europa League, the Anglo-Scottish game between Hibernian and Southend. We hold a 4-1 advantage after a great first half in the home leg, and we'll be looking to see the job through when we go away to them on Thursday. If you're looking forward to seeing if we can do that, as fixture congestion returns before the March international break, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. The good news is United have got a few injuries today. We're still without our first choice keeper and without our first choice left winger too. For now though, let's have a look back at the transfer window closing because we did get one more player in. And he was a crucial player for the first time when we played at home to Hibs last week. So at the end of the window, nobody else really left the club, just David Harkin, who returned from a loan and again has stepped up a division now. In fact, he's not, he's stepped up a club, but he's at Rotherham, he's doing well. Might yet make it, we'll wait and see. But in terms of the players in, there's one I've had an eye on for a while. And although we didn't really need him and there's not really space for him in the squad, I didn't feel I could turn it down. For £8.25 million and £7 a week, Mauricio is a 2.5-star striker with 3.5 potential. 6 foot and good in the air, but also good off both wings. He's left-footed, he's got quality, his finishing, composure, pace, they're all there. He's definitely got that Brazilian touch, and so far, in the Europa League, he's featured and done really well. So we'll keep an eye on him for the rest of the season, in addition to Mira and Berek, who have already come in. They've formed a pretty important part of our midfield, particularly with Sam Amo's injury on the left and a few problems in centre midfield this calendar year. And let's have a look at what that's done to the schedule, because so far we have been phenomenal. In an awful run of fixtures, we've picked up wins galore, and it was only ruined by our first choice keeper getting injured before the Villa game, and even that was pretty heartbreaking the way we lost it. However, after you were last with me for Napoli and Ipswich, we did lose our first game following it, and as a result of that, we ended up in the Europa League knockout round, which wasn't that bad because it actually led to a big confidence boosting result. We lost 2-1 at Lille with Rasmus Jensen getting a goal. In the second half, we did fall to defeat in the end. Away at Liverpool though, resting a lot of our first 11 did pay off because we came up against a side that were a little bit fatigued from a midweek European clash themselves, and we took advantage with a 3-0 victory. Teddy Ivanov back in form, he got a hat-trick. He doesn't seem to score his goals in ones too often. I say that, he started doing so since. But a big hat-trick from him, and just as Joe Wills becomes unhappy, and actually on the same day that Joe Wills rejected Bayern Munich, he turned up and showed what he could do. Joe Wills did score the next game at home to Manchester City. 83 million was the bid we accepted. In the end, no, he stayed here and scored the first goal against City, as his goal was added to by an Adozi brace, which put his former youth club to the sword, Erling Haaland getting a consolation. While at Antwerp, we rotated, and it was easy, to be honest. 2 for Joe Hugill and 1 apiece for Mira, Harrison, Asensio and Jensen. We also got to bring on Simon Cummings again for more senior football. Away at Spurs, we won 3-1 with a brilliant display. A late consolation again, just ruining those clean sheets. But Ivanov, Parker and Yukalano got 1 each. 4-1 at home to Antwerp, again very comfortable. Mauricio got his first for the club, as well as Fernandez, Asensio and Jensen. 4-2 at home to Chelsea with a Teddy Ivanov hat-trick. Yukalano got the other, as well as an Enzo Fernandez brace for our visitors. Then the Villa game, because it should have been a straight succession of green here. Look what happened. Jose Mourinho at it again. He did it to us earlier in the season in that shocking 4-1 home defeat. We were 1-0 up at half-time. Here we were 2-1 up after 93 minutes and still lost the game. It was just remarkable. Ivanov and Wills did score one each, but wasn't enough in the end. At home to Hibs, we bounced back though, 4-1 and 4-0 up in 26 minutes. An own goal started it before a Mauricio brace and a Fernandez goal. But without our first choice keeper, we're letting in a few poor goals at the minute. Sadler is becoming top class and Caljo, he's struggling to get going and not adapting well to being our number 2. We're starting to get a few players fit again. Jimenez played in that game and will play again next Thursday. And hopefully by April he'll be up to speed. Because our running in the Premier League on paper is not that bad. And I'm looking at us in 11th place with 8 points to the European places. Maybe, just maybe, you never know. We've got the second and third top scorer in the league behind Haaland. We've also got potentially more European and FA Cup football to come. Can we get into Europe again via any means? Obviously winning the Europa League would mean a Champions League, so that wouldn't be ideal. I'm not sure we will win that. But if we could win the FA Cup or get into the top 7 or 8 of the Premier League, you never know what that could do for next year in the Europa League or the Europa Conference. For now though, let's go and get through to the United game. A massive FA Cup tie. One of only 2 sides alongside Villa that have spanked us at home this year. We lost 4-1 at home to them in a league fixture. Højlund played us off the park. So let's see who we can put out today. Wirtz and Rashford 2 to be closed down. There's a few names in this squad that you'll see on Monday's video in the head coach for certain reasons. Thuram has moved from Liverpool. That's a bold move after their administration last year. And Arda Güler in there as well. Trubin in goal, a quality player. There's brilliance everywhere. So let's just see what we can do because Joe Wills is unhappy, but I can't offer him a new deal yet. He's still the top paid player at the club. He wants 82 grand a week. That's pushing it for a club that's been out of form until a month ago. Sadler is back on the bench but not fully fit. He has though become a very good goalkeeper and is continuing to improve off the pitch, which is great. It does mean that Caljo will start today, but otherwise the strongest 11 we've got available. Just Sam Ammo missing out and Jimenez, who are given another rest because 2 Thursdays in a row he'll play. We want him up to speed for April. This game, as much as I'd love to win it, we can't risk him twice in 3 days. So let's look through the 11 in full, which will be Caljo in goal. Miranda and Ishmael, the 2 more defensive fullbacks perhaps, with Parker and Williams at centre-half. Yocolano and Mira, the first choice wingers available. Berek and Bernberg, the midfield 2. Then Ivanov and Wills, both scoring goals, both in form. But Wills now unhappy. What will that change? Both could get to 20 goals this season with a big performance today. So let's go and see if they can do it. Thursday's hero Mauricio is on the bench. Manchester United are waiting in the wings, but how strong are they going to be? Is our nemesis Rasmus Højlund playing? No, he's not. He's out of the squad today. Malo Gusto drops out as well. They've rotated a couple, maybe at fullback and one up front. They've still got a pretty strong team, and I think they might cause us some trouble. So let's get through the dressing room. Let's tell everyone to put on a show, and hopefully we'll get the performance we're looking for. Home advantage is crucial. We've got to make it count, and against this opposition, probably the one we've struggled with most in recent times. Well, 5 minutes on the clock and we're back with United in a free kick position just inside our half. We've got all 11 back. Güler picks it up off the right. Chance to run inside. They've committed men forward. Vermeer in towards Rashford. And he's off the woodwork. Caljo had it covered, I think, but it was offside anyway. We get away with it and it stays 0-0. But again, United are visitors dominating the early stages as Baranda playing out from the back. Who can he find? Big switch of play towards Mira, who's been forced backwards there. Wasn't the best of balls in truth, as Ishmael comes down the left. Support inside of him, but loses it to Güler. Wirtz on the right-hand side. Through ball to Sarpe, must be off. Must be offside. It is offside. The flag goes up. The hand goes up. VAR will check it. There is no way this can be onside. It would be heartbreaking. It's not. It's miles off. It shouldn't have needed VAR. But the officials did get it right in the end, and it's 0-0 after 15 minutes. But United definitely the side on top. And we're struggling a little bit for morale here. We've got a corner with Mira, which could change it all. Miranda loses out in the air. It's cleared as far as Ivanov. Bit weird to see him out at the edge of the box. Into the back post is a poor ball. And Trubin can just hold it. A bit more on it. Yocolano might have had a chance here. Trubin's going to try and play out, or is he? Throws it to the right back, Clifford. And he goes inside to Thuram, wide to Güler. Back to his centre-half. We just need to nick it high, which Ivanov has done. Bernberg in, finds Yukulano. Both strikers and Bernberg are forward. Can he find the cross? Yukulano chips it up. Wills is there, headed away. Mira recycles on the left. Back to Ishmael. Carrying it forward. Shots blocked. Mira again to Berek. Was he onside? Into Ishmael. It's blocked again. And the flag does go up. The third time Mira was off. And we're going straight from the free kick in that position as Clifford gets the ball down the right-hand side. Cuts it in, but Bernberg's nicked it again. He's done really well. Finds Ivanov, who skins the centre-half and smashes the woodwork on his way over. Cracking turn of pace there. Had the defender on toast. But the finish is just too high as Bernberg chips in again. We're coming into this game now after a slow start. Parker out wide on the right, back to Berek. He goes wide to Parker again, not where you usually see him. Bernberg can turn back to Baranda, and Berek picks it wide to Parker. Baranda has support. He's going alone though. Down the right-hand side, he beats his man. Chance to cross. It's a good ball in, and Joe Wills has finished. 20th of the season for him. A wonderful cross from Baranda. And United will probably be wishing they'd freed up some money for a Wills bid now, because that wouldn't have happened if he weren't playing. We've got the replacements here for next year if either striker does get sold. To be honest, I find it a little bit surprising that he rejected Bayern Munich for 83 million, but if United offer the same this summer, I think he might be off, especially with only 2 years on his deal and wanting to over double his wage, as Rashford gets away down the left for United, trying to show that he's still got it. Big ball to the back post, Thuram's up, and that's easy. They're the ones where Caljo's not quite so strong. We've not got the height of the back post to deal with that. Thuram absolutely brilliant. But the goalkeeper not quite got the agility or the reach that Sadler, the backup, had. He'll be back in as first choice soon, as this one's headed away to Wills. Can we get straight back on the front foot? Ishmael down the left, 5 to the break, space to run into. That's a little greedy. If he drills it across the 6-yard box, it could deflect anywhere. Instead, it's into the side netting. And United now at the other end with a man over. Wills header away, he's not great, and Aguirre on the bicycle kick forces a good save from Caljo. It's a good cup tie this, to be fair. 1-1. I'm not confident we win it, and they've got a man over at the back post. But still, it's exciting to watch from a neutral point of view. If only we were a neutral. Parker loses out there to Wirtz. Good ball in. Why are you punching that, Caljo, you idiot? That's why you're going to be out of the team again. Get Sadler back in, seriously. 3 minutes added on, United on the attack. And they've now gained the momentum since the equaliser. Big ball across the box, Baranda clears. And Berek flicks on towards Ivanov, but he doesn't go to the ball. Why not? I don't know. Clifford gets down the right. Good ball in. Williams deflects it to Gula. Back to the edge to Thuram. Into Wirtz. And that is a terrible time to concede. 2-1 to the visitors on the break. And now the team talk changes. I mean, to be fair, United have maybe edged it. But then we've got the higher expected goals, suggesting we've had the better chances. I'm going to pump the fists. I'm going to ask them to prove a point. We've got a reaction from some, but there are a few in this team that just aren't big game players. Baranda has got a bruised thigh. I think you'll be all right, mate. Rashford has gone off. Can we take advantage late on? Bernberg with a free kick. Why are you shooting from there? Say that, he almost scored from it. Trubin tips it wide. It's a corner kick again. We've got an opportunity. Ishmael struggling physically. Yukulano's not playing well. Berek's not had the best game. There's a few changes that could be made. We're going to have to look to the bench soon. But then according to the stats here, we are carrying the greater threat, though it's United with a dangerous free kick position again. On the right-hand side, who's going to take it? It's in by Sarpe towards the back post. Williams away. Ivanov can bring it down. Williams having a stinker. Oh, we've all lost our position. Thuram puts it wide. We get away with murder there. 25 to go. Let's get the subs on. Valdo Kamara, Lewis Herbert, replacing the left-hand side of our defence. We're also going to go Takatsuka for Yukulano. We're going to go Mira off for a Dozy. And we're going to go Harrison on for Berek, who's not been great. Ivanov and Wills have to stay on. They are the stars for this game. We're going to encourage the boys. We're going to try and get a bit out of them. Not sure why Parker's so unhappy. But with 20 to go, we've had enough to get into this game. We certainly don't deserve to be losing it. We've given up a couple of really poor chances, and that's going to cost us in the end. We might have to go and chase this game because United are just seeing it out, and we're not really having any chances. We've got 7 minutes added on. We've gone attacking. We've got the boys G'd up. We've got the morale on side. but we're not creating anything. United have seen it out professionally, and the FA Cup drought will continue. It's still a bit early in this save for us to be winning the big trophies, and we're out of that one there. All focus now on the Europa League and the Premier League, because Manchester United have come to Steve Tilson Park, and although it was a lot closer this time, they've just about done it again. Let's see what the scout reports are like. Nothing spectacular. So we're now going to get ahead to Thursday, what should be a comfortable second leg against Hibernian. Well, we've reached Thursday night. Jude Sadler is fit again, but I'll probably leave him till the weekend. Joaquin Jimenez, though, will continue his comeback, and in truth, we should be able to rotate today, given our handsome lead. Celtic look like they're going to keep flying the flag for Scotland. Villa are still flying it for England, and we're hoping to do the same with this 4-1 advantage. I'm actually looking at the teams that are left here. Valencia, RB Leipzig, Villa obviously are a big kryptonite for us. Roma as well doing well. Benfica look like they're getting through, as do Real Sociedad and Celtic. There's quite a lot of evenly matched teams, and if we could avoid probably Aston Villa and maybe Leipzig, we might be alright, although Roma have got a few good ones as well. You get the right draw like maybe Celtic in the next round, and you never know. Let's get through the tactical meeting and see how we get on. 4-4-2, they're going for it, they're going aggressive. We're going to make a lot of changes. We're going to get this team almost completely turned. We'll be back in a moment to run through our 11. Well, a few calculated gambles in this one, but I think we're pretty safe to do so. The 3 with heavy match loads or poor condition are dropped out. Ishmael, Wills and Berek get a complete rest. On the bench, we've gone for Simon Cummins, Adeniji's there, Hugill's there and Sanko. So 2 youth players and 2 reserves. But otherwise, I think we're pretty strong. The backup team in full does include Jimenez, who's building his fitness. But otherwise, you're going to get to see Mauricio on camera for the first time. And a lot of other faces that are improving. Lewis Herbert and Fernandez at the back, a partnership that may blossom if Europe continues next year. We start with Caljo in goal though, joined by Asensio and Kamara, the aggressive fullbacks. Fernandez and Herbert the centre halves, with Jimenez and Harrison ahead of them. Edozie and Takatsuka the wide men. Edozie's had a really good year at 30. And Mauricio and Jensen, the big front two. Jensen loves scoring in this competition. Let's get through to it, see how we get on. Hopefully make it a comfortable night. We've had some tough away Europa games. We've seen them already. Derry City springs to mind. But let's see what we can do this time. Through to the first half we go. It's been a really good, comfortable performance in the first leg. We've got to make sure it stays comfortable this time. We go through the introductions. They've got a few good players in there. Adaramola, Levitt, among many you'd recognise. Luis Henrique, remember him? We had him on loan in our first Premier League season. Brentford loaned him to us, and then we stayed up at their expense. What a deal that was from them. He's on the left wing today, so a familiar reunion with one player. But for now, into the first half, we've started it well. The Hibs have got the first highlight with 5 gone. Teo brings it down the left to our former man, Enrique. He gives it to Xhaka and Levitt. Now Webster, Jimenez pressing, but doesn't do well enough. Look how many Hibs are committing forward. They've got basically a front 4 with 2 fullbacks and one of the midfielders supporting. And Levitt is the man just sitting there looking for the pass with Vandenberg. Into Webster. Jimenez chasing him again. Is forced wide to the left back. If we can just nick it high and get a goal on the counter, it will be tie over, as we have done. Edozie gets there from a poor pass. He's got 3 up with him. Goes towards the left, but he's got nobody there. He was the man who would have been, but eventually goes down the line. Chance to cross in towards Mauricio. Down for Jimenez and blocked off the line. Cleared away to halfway. Young gets it wide to Enrique. And now it's Hibs flying forward down the left-hand side. Cracking start to the game. A bit more open than I'd like. But it was a chance for us to see the tie out. Wide it goes. Edozie does well. First chance to Southend, but it stays 0-0. Well, Mauricio, the star performer again, according to the match ratings, as Kamara's got a throw by the corner flag. 1-2 with Edozie, and back to Harrison. Jimenez on the edge, curling effort. Away as far as Young again. Hibs do look a threat on the break because they're committing so many. But it does mean there's going to be spaces, and I'd expect us to score tonight, as Jimenez wins it back for Takatsuka and Jensen. Nice turn, finds Kamara, who's flying forward himself. Into the box, goes for goal. Maybe a little greedy. It's tipped over. Could he have found someone in the middle? I'd argue maybe he could. It's Mauricio on the corner. Can he find a Southend head? To the back post, Fernandez and Herbert up. Mauricio's corner, Herbert heads in. And the skipper for the night has given us the lead. He's seen us through comfortably now. Well, we're a quarter of a way through this game, but it can never be plain sailing. Asensio has picked up an injury. I guess not terrible news because it's one of the few positions we've got 3 first-team players. So Adeniji will come on for him. He'll get more game time than he expected. And he was the one that didn't get to come on in the first leg because of the way the injuries and fatigue panned out. So it's nice for him to get an extended run. He will probably go in the summer as Harrison finds Kamara. And Harrison again looks back for Herbert, the scorer and the main man tonight so far. Jimenez doing well. We'll try and get him to the hour mark. Maybe keep him fit for the weekend as Mauricio looking for that through ball for Jensen. Doesn't quite come off. Webster away to Young. Will it be costly? They have got an attacking threat. I mean, they look awful at the back, but they are getting forward. And Young's got a cross here into Wilson. 1-1 on the night. 21 for the season for him. Blimey. He is good, isn't he? Scottish international, 18 finishing, he's quick, he's good in behind, he's determined. What is he doing at Hibs? Blimey, where are they in the league? Third behind the big two, I presume. Oh wow, they're in a title race. They're a good side, this Hibs team. And it makes me feel a lot more confident about facing Celtic if we get to the last 8. That would be a lovely draw for us to try and get through. As Adeniji has got to throw it right back. That was where we were caught out there. Now the sub's made, we should be alright. Mauricio loses a head up, but it falls for Jensen. He looks for Mauricio again, 2 over on the right. Instead, he's going to plunge Jensen again. Jimenez making a run. Support on the right from Takatsuka. Was Mauricio onside? He hits the post and we carry on, so maybe he was. Look how quick they've thrown it out. They're desperate here. They're trying to get on the front foot and give us a bit of a fright. You've got to give them credit. They're going for it, which doesn't often happen with the AI in FM. As Adozi nicks the ball off Levitt. We just look a bit too good and fresh at the minute. The difference is they have to play their first team at the weekend too, whereas we can rotate and hit on the counter with fresh wide players like Adozi and Takatsuka, who combine to make it 2-1 on the night and 6-2 on aggregate to Southend. Job done, happy days. We can relax and try and enjoy this one as Mauricio puts the corner in. Fernandez up. Both centre-halves with a goal now. Lovely for Mauricio, who gets 2 assists to go with his 2 goals in the first leg. He's been the man of the tie. But also lovely for 2 centre-halves that haven't always had regular game time this year, but in Europe have found a home and a partnership, which is allowing them to score goals now as well, as Kamara, big clearance downfield, only as far as Vandenberg. Would like us to be a little bit more solid defensively here. I appreciate they're throwing the kitchen sink at us, but still, we're giving up a few more chances than I like. We're nearly at half-time now. And we're very, very comfortable. And it does mean that Jimenez maybe can go off and just prepare for the weekend. Maybe we can give a Dozy a rest and bring on one of the youngsters. It's a nice position to be in as Jimenez looks for Jensen. Great through ball to Mauricio. Can he score? Oh, tried to dink the keeper. Really good save from Woods, to be fair. Mauricio, can he make it a hat-trick of assists instead? The 2 centre-halves are up there again. Jensen's looking for it. Adeniji's in there. Herbert's up. Heads over the bar. 3-1 Southend on the night. The tie is over. And now it's just about preserving people. We reached the break with a dominant performance. Yes, Hibs have had a threat on the break, but we've dealt with this tie really well. Through the dressing room we go. We're pleased with how we're doing. Now what can we do in terms of subs? Jimenez is the one I'm looking at, but ideally I like to get him a few more minutes first. So I'm going to go till maybe about 55. I know that we will lose an extra sub break then, but we can maybe make 2 or 3 rather than just the 1. Let's try and get the best part of an hour into his legs. And hopefully then I'll get him right in the best possible shape for the weekend without overplaying him and getting him fatigued again. As Vandenberg plays it wide to Sachdev. Hibs on the front foot from the kickoff. Levitt loses it to Mauricio though, who's dropped in and won it back well. Jensen's got an overlap on the left but goes back to Harrison. That ball's not the best though. And Jimenez loses out. Luis Enrique, our former man on the left, finds Young, who's in again. We know what quality he's got in front of goal. But Caljo, to be fair, makes a very good save there. Not had much to do today, but he did that well. There's a Hibernian corner kick. They've got a 3-on-2 out wide. They're dragging us out of position a bit. It's a short one. Into the box to Wilson. Well cleared Adeniji. And well read by the defence. 2 minutes gone in the second half. It's a frantic game. And Takatsuka still on the front foot to Jensen. Back to Harrison. Chance to shoot from the edge. Great goal. What a finish that is. He's not had his best year. He had that unhappiness earlier in the season. Wanted that new deal. He's fallen out of the first team since the Berek signing. He obviously joined camp with Lucas Daniel when he threw his toys out the pram too. But that's a big goal, and it's been a big performance so far. With just under an hour gone, we're going to make the changes once this highlight's done. Kamara finds Jensen on the left-hand side. He might get a rest as well, keep him fresh for the weekend. Often our first sub off the bench now, as Kamara goes into Harrison. Looking for that through ball, just charging at the defence for now. Maybe should have played it earlier because that ball was pathetic. Luis Enrique breaks away down the left, inside to Webster. Hibbs on the front foot. Chance to shoot, but plays into Wilson. Beats Herbert in the air. Mistake by the defender there. Rory Wilson gets his 22nd of the season. He's been a big threat for them. And that's not the best defending in the world, to be honest. But we're going to take off Fernandez on a yellow card. He's going to be replaced by someone. We'll work that out in a minute. We're also going to take off Jimenez for Sanko, the youngster. We've got a 5-goal lead. It'll be fine. Simon Cummins can go on the left-hand side for a dozy. We're going to put Hugh Gilt on for Rasmus Jensen. And then the final sub at the back will be... I think maybe we go Emir Williams. Who's played the most minutes here? Williams has played 147. I think that's absolutely fine. He'll go on the side of the stronger attacker as well, with Herbert shifting over to the right. No risk of a red card there. With an hour gone, it's 4-2 on the night and 8-3 on aggregate. Enrique, our former player, has gone off now, and Webster's got a rest as well. He's found a couple of good passes today. Herbert heads away across as far as Vandenberg. Out on the right-hand side, Hibbs still trying to make something of it. It's important for the coefficient we win on the night. We've not been in Europe before this season, so anything we get this season is a bonus. The more wins we pick up, the more results we pick up, the more prize money we get, of course, as well. But also, the more coefficient points we get for next season. So maybe we're seeded if we do get into Europe again. As Levitt gets the ball to Wilson, it's a penalty. And I've smashed the desk in frustration there accidentally. Wilson's going to be on a hat-trick. He'll take it, I'm sure. And it's going to be 4-3 on the night, which I'm not thrilled about. No, it's Levitt on the penalty. Really thought it would be Wilson. Third goal of the season for him. It's 8-4 on aggregate. And defensively, I'm really unhappy with this display. I know they're throwing everything at us, but we've been a little bit amateurish at times. And in a game that we've dominated, we risk not winning. But again, I want these youngsters to get game time. And perhaps with Sanko and Cummins, the defence is not getting as much protection now. Adeniji coming on early obviously does weaken it as well. But ideally, we've probably strengthened our centre-half partnership. So I'm not sure what's going on back there. Emir Williams not having his best start. As Jack up picks the ball up on halfway for Levitt. Through to Young. Again, they've got a 4-on-4 up there. Maybe we are going to have to sit the fullbacks a bit. As Jack up goes into McLean. Through to Trevitt. Can we survive it? 4-4 would be annoying. From 4-1 on the night, I'd be upset not to win, put it that way. And these lads wouldn't be able to argue with why they're the backup team. Trevitt back to Adaramola. Own goal in the first leg. Can he make amends? Just plays short. Gets it again. Now on the edge of the box. It's in for 4-4. I'm bloody furious about this. Really, really angry with the performance. From 4-1 up. We've still got that defensive collapse in us. And because of the way that FM works with these two-legged ties, the boys are unhappy that I'm berating them. If you can see 3 goals in 15 minutes, you should be berated. You should expect it. It's complacency this and nothing else. As Adeniji finds Takatsuka. Mauricio looking for the win on the night. Carries it forward well. Finds Sanko and Hugill. And we're back in front. Sanko gets an assist, which is nice for him. And Joe Hugill... he's coming towards the end of his Southend career, unless we lose one of the big boys this summer. He's not had as much of a role as he'd like. He's probably 5th choice now. When he comes on, he does the job. He scores again. He is a poacher. And he gets us that crucial extra coefficient and a big win and a bit more prize money. Well done on the first leg. We did well. I'm not that thrilled with our defending there. Certainly won't be seeing many of them in the first 11. Let's get through though to see if we can get our draw in time. Asensio will miss everything before the international break. We get £1 million for winning around the 16. Mauricio, the star of the show. Post-match press conference we'll do in a minute. When is the draw? Oh, it's not till next week again. So we've got to wait till the next episode for a surprise. However, we will be in the Europa quarter-final and we'll be back either for both legs of that or for the second leg and a big Premier League game, because we're playing West Ham and Newcastle, who are in and around us in that battle for Europe. So if we can get a couple of good results in the league with a home game against bottom, away to a team, Forest we know are a bit of a bogey side for us, then maybe we'll be in the European mix via the league table, which would be nice. So we'll be back for 2 of the 3 games, either both legs of the Europa, Newcastle, might even do a triple header if it goes well, who knows. If you enjoyed this one, no, a narrow defeat but a better performance against United, and a really exciting tie against Hibs and seeing a lot of our new faces, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know if you think we can win the Europa this year, or will we get found out against the best sides. In defensively against Hibs, we might have got our answer to that. If you want to stay up to date and find out and see how the season finishes next week, then please do subscribe and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back on Tuesday with more from this one, but between now and then, we've got the head coach on Monday, and my word, is one not to miss. We had our thrilling season finale and a big game yesterday. You can find that up in the eye above. Make sure you're here on Monday because it's going to be plenty of fun. There's loads coming from the podcast channel too. You can find a link to that up in the eye above. And come and get involved in all the real football predictions from that channel as well. There's also a link to Twitch up in the eye above, where we're back from our little breakaway on Thursday. And we'll be watching Europa League football whilst playing a bit of FM with a Scottish side. For now though, thank you very much for watching as always and joining me for our first full week back. I appreciate you returning and joining me for it. Hopefully there's no more hiccups now. And I'll see you back here on Tuesday with Southend as we look to get some luck with our Europa League quarter-final draw.